Yeah guys, so today we are talking about the pronated bent over barbell row. First things first, we want to know what a pronated or what pronated is. Pronated is simply meaning that your hands are over the top of the bar. So we have supination, which is like holding a bowl of soup. We have pronation, which is our hands facing down. We have a neutral position when either pronated or supinated, right? So obviously we're going to be having our hands over the top of the bar. We want to start, especially with a pronated barbell row, we want to start with the bar up nice and high. This way then it's easy for us to disrack and also re-rack. Now ideally I would get you to face towards the rack so that you are walking towards where you need to rack. The reason being is because when fatigue sets in, you are going to be needing make the path as easy as possible. So why not see and hit rather than walk back and feel. So that's why I would get you to walk or face this way towards the rack rather than walking backwards and trying to re-rack that way, especially because you won't be able to see. Right, so pronation, first things first, setting up your hands. You can take your hands as close to the knee as you like. However, I would suggest going about a thumb width out, and the reason being is because we need to think about what we're using this row for. This row is designed to hit the upper part of our back. If we were to go down and try and engage as much back as possible, i.e. lats and traps, I would suggest doing a supinated row underneath. However, we're trying to target our upper back for this particular row. So I would go a little wider with the grip, grab a hold of the bar, and then we are actually going to set our back before we even pick the bar up. So in this position, we're going to go thumb width out, grab a hold of the bar, shoulder blades back and down. From here, we're going to stand up and take our few steps forward to allow ourselves in position. Or if you were doing it from behind, you would pick the bar up and walk your few steps out and set yourself up. Don't go too far, because obviously as you stand up after your last few sets, you're going to be fatigued and you are going to need to quickly re-rack as soon as possible. Right. So thumb width out, shoulder blades back and down, and standing up nice and tall. Now the way we fall into this is exactly the bottom half of the deadlift. So when we do our deadlift, we want to make sure that we screw our feet in, our knees are flaring out and our hips are coming on. When we come down with the bar, we're going to have our shoulder blades pinned back and down. We're doing a half deadlift, so we're coming down to our knees and holding this point here. So again, screw your feet in the ground. How we do that is creating 3 points of contact and placing our weight to the outsides of our feet. Our knees go out, our hips are on, and we fall down. We create a hinge pattern just like so. If you don't know how to do a hinge pattern is simply taking your backside out as if you're going to touch the rack behind you or a button behind you. So again, grab a hold of the bar, shoulder blades back and down, stand up tall, little steps out. Screw your feet into the ground, your knees want to flare out. Allow them to come out and hinge down. This is marker 1. We're going to talk about 2 markers today. Marker 1 is just below our kneecaps. Marker 2 is the top point or the hitting point of where you are doing your row to. So because we are doing our row and trying to target our upper back, I would suggest that you aim to hit the part just below your chest or in between, or maybe your top abs would be a good aiming point, because we want to pull a little bit higher in order to gain a bit more rhomboids and traps and rear delts. So again, shoulder blades back and down, stepping up tall, little steps out, screw our feet in and falling in, hinging down. Marker 1. Now marker 2 for me is going to be that top ab. Now with my hands, what I'm doing is I'm driving them out this direction so that my elbows travel out. And from here, I'm trying to think about simultaneously pulling up and pushing my chest through so they meet. So we're moving in this direction like that and we're meeting in the middle. It's really easy to get into bad habits with this and create a rocking situation to generate momentum. We need to make sure that we're nice and steady. This is why we screw our feet into the ground and we take our hips out, is because not only do we eliminate that momentum factor, but we also take the load out of our lower back and we keep it through our glutes. What will happen is that if you're not feeling it through your glutes, you're going to roll your knees in, glutes are going to switch off, your lower back's going to come into play. So again, shoulder blades back and down, walking out, screwing your feet into the ground, falling down, hitting marker 1, coming up, hitting marker 2, pulling the bar apart. And this is how we want to do our row. Now, as we fatigue, what's going to naturally happen is you're going to want to come up. This is why we put the markers in place. Every time you do your row, you have to hit marker 1, come up and hit marker 2. If you're not hitting your markers, you'll come up and fatigue will kick in, and before you know it, your range of motion will get less and less and less, and you're not going to hit the desired area. You're going to probably work into your lats and also into your lower back. So we want to make sure that we're hitting marker 1, which is just below our kneecaps, coming up, hitting marker 2 each time. Stretch and pull. And team, that is how you do your pronated row.